if the US wants to put their corporations first, they will have shorter lives. Do you know the life expectancy difference between the US and Sweden has gone from 2 years to 6 years in the last 70 years? I wrote in my quarterly letter, my estate would be willing to bet you that in 50 years, it'll be 8 or 10.
I don't quite think people in the United States realize the difference in the products they consume here versus other parts of the world. And,
No, absolutely not.
Brits fly over here. And actually, we had my barber, my barber Damon, and he flew over here to give me a haircut last week. He said, oh gosh, I don't feel good. He said, I went and got some food here and I really just don't feel good. And he says, every time I come over here, I don't feel good. And me and my team, we used to fly over here before I moved here for a couple of weeks a year to film this show. And whenever we'd fly back, not only would I be much fatter, but we'd all feel a little bit more like sluggish, is the way I'd describe it, from eating the food here. And it almost felt quite clear that there's like something in the food that our bodies just isn't used to in the UK. And when you look at the toxicity of the United States versus Europe, it's quite clear. I mean, the US currently permits the use of 85 agricultural pesticides that are completely banned in the EU, China, and Brazil. The US sprays over £300 million per year of pesticides that are deemed too dangerous to be legally used in Europe, including that one I said about the frogs called atrazine. Which the EU banned over 2 decades ago. If we look at cosmetics, which you were talking about then, what you put on your skin obviously goes into your bloodstream. And so the EU has banned or heavily restricted over 1,300 chemicals in cosmetics and personal care products due to toxicity and hormone disruption. The US and the FDA has banned 11. In terms of food, the US allows potassium bromate, which is a known carcinogen, cancer-causing, used to make fluffy dough bread, and BHA /BHT, which are preservatives linked to hormone disruption. Both are strictly banned from human consumption in the UK and EU and Canada and China. And lastly, the US allows titanium dioxide used to make candy smell like Skittles bright white, and synthetic dyes like Red 40, which requires strict warning labels or outright bans in Europe due to DNA damage and neurodevelopmental issues in kids. I'll give you one more. A recent US geological survey found that at least 45% of all US tap water is contaminated with PFAs, those forever chemicals we talked about earlier, the very chemicals directly linked to crashing sperm counts and testicular cancer. The US has historically allowed PFAs levels in drinking water drastically higher than the EU, the European Union, considers safe.
Let us just say that the EU is forever giving exemptions and extensions and is far from perfect and has a lot of corporate pushback. And it's just much less bad than the US.
And the US has worse life expectancy.
It does. And it's the only rich country in the world where 15 years ago, they had the same life expectancy as they have today.
One actionable piece of advice for anyone listening that might find this all quite overwhelming, because lots of things around us, from receipts to the pans we use to rain jackets, contain these chemicals, is there are apps out there where you can scan the chemicals in the foods that you're buying to check if they contain these endocrine disrupting, these hormone disrupting chemicals. I'm not affiliated with any of them, but there's one called Yuka, YUKA, that I know is very easy for sort of everyday scanning of products. You can just scan the barcode and it'll tell you, it'll give it a rating score out of 100. There's EWG's Healthy Living app, which is the scientific gold standard, run by the Environmental Working Group, a major toxic chemical watchdog. You can scan barcodes or search for food, cleaning supplies, or cosmetics. There's Think Dirty as well, which is great for cosmetics, shampoos, and skincare. It exposes the toxic truth hiding in beauty products. And then there's Clear Ya, which is Clear Ya, best for online shopping. It's an app in your web browser, and instead of scanning barcodes in your house, while you're shopping online, so if you add a shampoo or a lotion to your Amazon or Target or Walmart basket, it automatically pops up with an alert telling you about the ingredients list that is within those chemicals. But I think that gives something a little bit actionable and arms you with at least a tool to navigate this crazy environment. And obviously AI is great at this as well. You can take pictures of things and ask it questions.
And what we really need is a kind of green Amazon where everything is guaranteed: food, bedclothes, everything. And that would be very handy indeed. Someone you could trust that would absolutely guarantee the whole line of products that you would order. Not impossible, and I think done well, someone could make money at it.
What advice would you give to your kids on a personal level if they're trying to